Cryo is here for the first time in season 2. I didn't get to experience it last season, but I really wanted to. All the content I would watch at Cryo, it's just the pinnacle marathon endgame. I personally didn't care what happened to my kids or my gear, but I cared more about my teammates. I didn't want to put anyone else through that learning experience. Meeting a few like-minded players during my 200 hours and having a vault full of shit to feed to the worms, I wasn't going to miss this chance though. You can probably guess how it went. I wasn't expecting to go in and clear lobbies, but at least get into some of those endgame fights that you see online. However, I did come to a couple realizations during my time in crypto yesterday, and I can't wait to go back. Man, this game is so much harder when solo and filling. Even with two of us, the random third was almost always on a different page, wrong push, wrong timing, wrong fights, and it cost us every single time. As everyone knows, Marathon was built around trios, balanced around trios, designed around trios, and nowhere is that more obvious or more punishing than Cryo. If you run into a full 3-stack on comms coordinated, and you're just in for an uphill battle, it doesn't matter how good your aim is, no matter how cracked you are, a coordinated trio will just win. I'm not the best player, but when I'm with two other people who play like I do, who push like I do, who rotate and coordinate, like we wiped lobbies. Like I've had lobbies where we just wiped. We beat players who are individually way better than us. And that right there is one of Marathon's biggest strengths and also one of its biggest weaknesses. It's so much harder for new players or people that don't have friends that play. Like I only have one friend that plays this game. So the entire time I've been either filling or solo or playing Rook. I even found myself saying yesterday, like, yeah, all right, let's take a break until we find a third. I didn't care who it was, just somebody that, someone that we knew. Make it a little easier losing kids. But Cryo isn't unfair. Cryo is honest. It's one of the maps in the entire game that shows you exactly what Marathon expects from you. More than any other map. No training wheels, no safety nets, no maybe you can clutch this solo. Like, Cryo is the purest version of Bungie's design philosophy for Marathon. The game's built for trios. The game's balanced for trios. This game wants you to play, like, in trios. And when you don't, Cryo doesn't hide it. Cryo doesn't soften it. Cryo doesn't pretend. It just exposes you. But when you do have a trio, when everyone is locked in and playing the same game, Cryo becomes something else entirely. It literally becomes one of the most intense, most rewarding, most holy shit, we actually pulled that off content in any extraction shooter that I've played. Cryo is the map that really forms Marathon's identity. It took me like 200 hours to finally understand what this game is about. Like then we go on to the whole loop, right? You raid for loop so you can gear for Cryo. You raid Cryo when it's in rotation and you repeat. It took me so long to like actually understand that loop, right? And honestly though, I'm hella hyped and I'm all about it. It was just before Cryo, the loop felt disconnected. I was grinding because grinding was fun. Doing priority missions, leveling up factions because, that's what the game tells you to do. I was filling my vault to see the vault value go up, get that dopamine hit. But none of it really, had context. None of it had, I didn't know anything else, until I went into Cryo for the first time. And the game looks at you and says, this is why you're doing all this, right? Like everything in this game is for Cryo. Every raid, every upgrade, every kit, every hour, Cryo is the payoff. Cryo is the test. Cryo is the reason the loop exists in the first place. And once you experience it, I mean, like, really experience it, the whole game reframes itself. You stop thinking I'm grinding for loot and start thinking like I'm preparing for Cryo. Cryo gives the loot meaning. Cryo gives the grind direction. Cryo gives the game identity. But then most players will never make it this far. And I don't think it's because the game isn't good. I don't think it's because the game is too punishing. I think it's because the path is too long to get to this realization. And Marathon, as we all know, has a player count problem. And I just think it's because the game doesn't show its hand early enough. Like the real loop, the actual loop, doesn't reveal itself until you've suffered. You learned, you wiped, you rebuilt, and finally stepped into Cryo with a team that knows what they're doing. And it's kind of a shame, right? Because Cryo is just incredible. Cryo is the moment everything clicks. Cryo is the moment the game becomes Marathon. And again, most people won't make it this far. And it raised another thing. Even for the players who do make it this far, like, they might get endgame fatigue. Cryo's incredible right now. It's intense, it's horrifying, it's mysterious, it's unpredictable. But that won't last forever, right? This is just like how I was talking about in my last video regarding Perimeter. There's only so many seasons where Cryo can feel like this. Only so many rotations before the unknown becomes routine. Only so many wipes before the fear becomes muscle memory. And it's just eventually Cryo will stop being this terrifying endgame gauntlet and become procedural. And I think that's Marathon's biggest long-term threat. Not the difficulty, not the balance, not the loot, not the repetition. Like the players that are here, we're here, right? But if Bungie doesn't keep evolving the game, if they don't keep raising the ceiling as fast as players master it. Now, granted, I know not a lot, I forget what the statistic is, and not everybody beat Compiler. And that's still a goal, and I'm still really new in this, but I just think Marathon risk losing the very people who finally understand it, who finally get what this is all about, right? Because Cryo proves the loop works. Cryo proves the game has identity. Cryo proves Marathon can deliver something that legit no other extraction shooter has ever done. But Bungie has to build on it. Bungie has to continue to expand it. Bungie needs to continue to evolve it. And Bungie needs to protect it. Because once you've seen what this game can be, you just don't want to go back. So, you can call me Dirt. Thanks for watching. And I'll see you in the next one. Please make sure to like, subscribe, and comment. And hopefully I catch you on Cryo. All right,